I'm Spencer from West Coast Pedalboard, and today we're doing a little DIY video for our Super Loop Velcro top material. We're going to be using an example of this little rock, 7x21, and just going to walk you through the steps and tell you a little bit about the Super Loop itself and the tools that you might need to properly install it. So firstly, what you're going to want to do is, measure out your size that you need. We sell a bunch of different sizes on the website, pre-configured, popular sizes. And, if you need something that we don't have listed, feel free to call in, as always, and we can hook you up. Okay, so what we've done here is we've already cut the top, gotten it ready. And I'm not sure if you can see or not, but there's a little bit of gap in between the sides and the top and the bottom. And the reason for that is once we wrap this top with the material, we're going to actually wrap it around all the edges, so that void will actually be filled up really nicely. So you want to leave a little bit of room for that. All right, so what we're going to do now is just walk you through some of the tools that you might need. First thing is the Super Loop, so find which size you need. Secondly is a good high strength and high temperature contact adhesive. So this is going to usually get sprayed onto both surfaces, the top here and on the back of the Super Loop itself. We use one of these J rollers. So once we spray the material, let it dry, then once it dries we're going to flip it over and kind of roll it on there. That's how it's going to make a really good bond. So you need one of these or something similar to this. You're going to need a good knife so you can cut the material. We'll show you that. Optionally, depending on how you're going to fasten this to your board, we also sell these little brackets, or if you already have that figured out, that's fine. And the proper safety equipment is going to be just, some ear protectors, some eye protection, and then a respirator, because we're going to be using stuff is, at least in the state of California, not recommended to breathe. Lastly, once we get everything kind of finished, we're going to spray the back black just because it looks good. So without further ado, we're going to start this thing up. So it's a nice warm day out. We've sanded this. We've already made our holes, so you're going to want to make sure you have that all taken care of. All right, and what we're going to do is we're going to lay this piece out, make sure there's no little ripples in there. Okay, we're going to put this thing down, and now I'm going to suit up. Alright, so this first coat on the top part of the wood, you want to have a nice even coat. You don't want to have, the material predominantly in one spot. Okay, we're going to go ahead and pull this thing off here, set it to the side, that can dry. Now we're going to go ahead and spray this section here. Both sides do need to be covered with the glue. Alright, so what we're going to do here depends on what kind of glue you use. If you buy this one from us, instructions are on the back of the can. I think that's pretty much standard. So you just want to kind of follow the directions on here. It really helps if the temperature is nice outside, not too humid, not too hot, not too cold, those types of things there. So basically what we're looking for is we want to be able to touch this and it not be wet, and it's still a little wet. It's not quite ready yet. So these parts can be bought from the website. we actually sell it a couple different ways. You could either buy the material by itself in random lengths and widths and sizes, and then you can come up with your own spray glue and any other hardware that you need to finish it. Or we also sell it in a kit format where it comes with, you know, the size that you need, a can of this, and then some people like to put little rack handles on the side if you're going to be moving it around a lot. So the kit format saves you a little bit of money, and it has everything kind of built into it. So I'm not sure if you noticed also, I did spray the sides of the board. We are going to be wrapping the entire top and all the sides, and that'll help just with some of the strength of the material, because once it's wrapped around the sides, it's going to be virtually impossible to pull it up. So everything feels good here, so I'm going to go ahead and make sure that there's no little bubbles in there. I'm going to go ahead and just push that down. Okay, I'm going to start taking these sides and pulling them kind of tight. Once you get to the corner, you're just going to pull straight up until you have a little excess piece like this built up. All right, and we'll show you what to do after that point. All right, so we're just going to keep working our way around. All right, keep working your way around. And now with our sharp knife, can you see this okay? We're going to basically take about halfway here. We're just going to go ahead and slice this up. That's going to make a nice square edge there. You can pull these seams apart, slide the blade in, and it's going to just slide right across the wood. And I'll show you a close-up of that here in 1 second, what it looks like if you're doing it right. All right, so we're just going to do that on all four sides, all four corners. Okay. Geez, I haven't done this in a while. All right. Nice sharp knife is really nice to have on this project. Create some smooth lines. All right, so we're gonna just take the excess and put it over here, and then you see that? See how the edges look? Should I push it up a little bit more? See that? Is that good? All right, so once we're done with that, we're gonna take our little roller, whatever you got, and we're just gonna roll the entire surface and the sides. Okay, that's the way contact adhesive works. You need to make the joint really strong with the glue on both surfaces. All right, so once we have that, we're going to start fastening this thing down. Now, if you don't have you know, an air stapler, this should do the trick just fine. We just happen to have one of these, so we choose to use it each time. So you just got to be careful when you're going around that you're not going to shoot a nail through the bottom of the board. So you center it, and there you go. All right, so we're going to flash forward a little bit. We're pretty much done with this top right now. We're just going to go ahead and finish it with a little bit of black paint, and we'll show you that in a second. All right, we're back, and we've got the back sprayed nice and black here. So the final thing is we're just going to be mounting this, and then before we do that, we usually cut these little holes so your cables have access to get through. Just a nice little slash down. All right, we're going to go ahead and put that guy in. Now you can see it's a nice snug fit. Perfect. And we're going to take this, turn it over, and bracket it down. And that concludes our Velcro top installation. So if you have any questions, please give us a call, 707-836-7440. Make sure you subscribe to our YouTube. Thanks.